back to my channel. My name is Breanna Nicole, and if you aren't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe so you're a part of the family. So today I'm going to be testing out two concealers, and I'm going to be seeing if the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer is a dupe for the Tarte Tape Shape Concealer, because honestly I was testing out the Wet n Wild concealer a few times. Just looks like this. And I was testing it out a few times to see if I liked it, and the formula just reminded me so much of my Tarte Tape Shape. Can't even talk today. My Tarte Shape Tape. Oh, I said it wrong. The Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. It reminded me so much of that, just the formula, because it's super thick, it's super heavy, and it also covered my under eye circles and brightened really, really well. Just like this concealer here. The only difference that I could find was that this concealer by Wet n Wild is $4, and this concealer by Tarte is about $24. So there's a big difference in price, and honestly, if the Wet n Wild one is a dupe for the Tarte one, then that's honestly so much better. Even if they just come close, that's honestly just better, because honestly, who wants to pay $24 for a concealer a lot? I mean, I know I don't. I would rather find a cheaper dupe and occasionally, you know, use the higher end one, but always having a cheaper dupe is always great to have on hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Wet n Wild concealer on this side of my eye, the left side, and then I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape concealer on my right eye. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I am going to be blending my concealer out with a damp beauty blender, because that's what I always blend out my concealer with. I'm not going to try anything different because that would defeat the whole purpose of this video. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So this is the Wet n Wild concealer that I'm applying. And the formula, I swear guys, is just like the Tarte Shape. The only thing about this though is that I feel like I have to dip into the bottle more, but this is because the doe foot applicator is a lot smaller than on the Tarte Tape Shape. So after I blend out my concealer, I'm going to be setting my underneath with my translucent powder from Airspun, and that's just the powder that I always use. I'm not going to be baking today. I'm just going to simply be setting it so I can avoid any creasing throughout the day. And it does look super light on camera, but in person it wasn't that light at all. Just with all of the lighting and stuff, it just does look super bright. So after I'm done setting with the translucent powder, I'm going to take my foundation brush that I used, and I'm going to blend the foundation and the concealer together so there's no harsh lines between the two, and so everything comes together pretty smoothly on my face. So it definitely brightened up my eye. I'm just going to bring you guys in a little bit, which that's zooming you guys out. So I'm just going to bring you, so as you can see, it covered very well. It's a very thick concealer, I feel like, so I feel like it's the same consistency basically as the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, and it doesn't cake up really, which I was expecting the Wet n Wild concealer to really cake up, but it didn't. It's giving me such a nice, beautiful highlight, and I'm absolutely loving this concealer. I didn't know how much I loved it until I started using it more, and the more I use it, the more I fall in love with it, and the more I reach for it instead of my Tarte Shape Tape. So I'm going to zoom you guys back out just a little bit. So now I'm going to be taking the Tarte Tape Shape, or Shape Tape, I always like say that wrong, but I'm going to be taking this concealer on this eye. So as you can see, the Tarte Tape Shape really highlighted like a lot more than the Wet n Wild concealer. Just looks like, you can't really see it on camera, but in person, this side of my eye where I put the Tarte Tape Shape Tape, I always get that wrong, it's much brighter than this side of my eye where I put the Wet n Wild. You can't really see it on camera, like I said. As I'm looking at it in my mirror, it just looks so much brighter and, you know, very highlighted, as you would say. I mean, you do want a highlight look for the concealer, but the Tarte Tape Shape is Shape Tape is very powerful. I would say if you use too much of it and you are using a shade or two lighter than your actual skin tone, it will make you look like Casper. I am just telling you guys that now. But for the price, a little goes a long way for this. Let me zoom you guys out again. Price of this Tarte Shape Tape, $24 or however, it's like over $20. This price is super high. I already know this concealer is not cheap, honey. I already know. But a little bit goes a long way. If you don't mind that, then you know you should totally check out the Tarte Shape Tape concealer because it is a very, very good concealer, and a little bit goes a long way. There's no way that you will run out of this tube very quickly. I believe that this tube is bigger and has more product than the Wet n Wild's concealer, but the Wet n Wild's Photo Focus concealer, and it's also a corrector, is a little bit smaller in packaging, slimmer, and I don't believe there's as much product in the concealer as well, but it's still cheaper, you know, $4.99 versus like $24.99. There is a huge price difference, and this is just as thick as well. The Tarte Shape Tape may just be a little bit thicker, but this product is very true to what it looks like on the inside of the packaging. So the Tarte Shape Tape, which I had to guess like 20 times to try to get my correct shade because the Tarte Shape Tape has so many different shades of concealers. There's like one for everybody. There's like 24, 25, almost 30 shades of just concealers. So I really like the shade range on this, but what I don't like about this concealer in general is when I was trying to find it, this looks okay in the packaging, you know, it looks a little bit light, but when you take it out of the packaging, it is so much lighter when you actually put it on your face than it is actually in the packaging. And that was like a shock to me because the first one I got, I thought it was going to be okay. And then when I actually put it on my eyes, it was like instant, like you went from, you know, being a nice little brown skin girl to like being white. And it was kind of scary because I was just like, oh my god, what did I do? What did I do wrong? But the concealer was just not true to its packaging, and this one I feel like is very, very true to its packaging. It looks the exact same in the package as it does under my eyes, and there's no dramatic difference, so I really like that. As far as if this is a dupe or not for the Tarte Shape Tape, come on, Brie. I believe that the Wet n Wild, okay, see, now I'm getting them mixed up. I believe that the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer is a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. So if you were looking for a cheap dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, how many times am I going to have to go through this? Definitely check out this Wet n Wild concealer. It is bomb for the price. So if you want a cheap concealer that works just as well as the Tarte Shape Tape but don't want to put out Tarte Shape Tape money, girl, this is for you. Let me just tell you, this is for you. So this concludes my final thoughts about the two concealers. I love them both. I will use them both. But if I run out of one faster than the other, I will most likely purchase the Wet n Wild one just for the price reason. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you are part of the family. And don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you are notified as soon as I upload a video. And I will see you guys in my next one.